Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode. I'm Mel.
And I'm Mar.
And this is Girl Talk with Mel and Mar. So today we are going to talk about our personalities, and we're going to discuss me being an introvert and Martha being
an extrovert. First, let's tell them what it means if some of our viewers don't even know what the definitions are. So okay. What is an introvert?
An introvert, from my own knowledge, is a person who kind of gathers their energy from being alone. They don't need to have like large groups of people around them to have a good time, and even having large groups of people around you is draining to you, like mentally, physically, like all of that stuff. So I think an introvert just gathers their energy from internal sources as opposed to external sources.
So what is an extrovert?
Go ahead, tell us.
An extrovert is someone that likes to be around a lot of people and don't like to be alone. So
yeah,
and I find it fun, and I don't find it draining at all. Yeah, like I'm the type of person that don't want to be alone at all, and being alone is draining for me. So let me give an example of Melissa being an introvert. So for when I call Melissa sometime and I ask her, yeah, Melissa, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm in the house by myself. So I'm like, you're in the house all alone by yourself? And she's like, yeah, it's alone time for her. She enjoys the alone time. So whenever she gets it, because she doesn't get it often, it's good for her. But how do I feel when I'm alone at home?
On the other hand, Martha does not like to be in the house alone at all. She'll call me and try to see if I can come over to her house or whatever, because she knows like her mom is going to be gone away for the night or something. Mm-hmm. And she hates to be alone. And I usually just chop it up like, you are just a scary cat. But I guess that goes along with her personality of being an extrovert and needing to have, people around her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another example of me being an introvert. Okay, even going out, like whenever Martha wants to go out, I'll question certain things like, who's going to be there? Like how many people are going? Because I just don't do well with groups. And Martha kind of knows that. And it's not like I don't know how to handle myself socially, because I have been in situations where there has been large groups of people. But the truth is, after being around large groups of people, I'm drained. Like, I just want to just go into a corner and just sit by myself and be quiet and just think. And that's another thing about introvert. We think too much.
And I try to get her to venture off into just having more people around us, because I like to meet new people. That's just the type of person I am. Like, every new people I meet, it's exciting for me. It's fun. Yeah. And I hope to continue to be, acquaintance with them for a while or something. But yeah, I try to get her to come out, like, especially if I have a gathering at one of my girlfriend's house, because I go over there a lot, and it's always like the same, maybe 3 or 4 people, and I want her to be around them, to be a part of the group, just so she can get to meet them and know who I hang around, and know that she's gonna have just as much fun as I have. But that's male, and I understand, because that's just not the type of person she is about being around a whole bunch of people. So I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, so
I think it's totally fine.
Let's talk about some misconceptions, because the number one misconception that people have about an introvert is that we're shy.
You don't have a voice.
And we don't have a voice, and we don't like people. Like, a lot of times people would think that I don't like them because I don't necessarily come in, hey, how you doing? It's not that I don't like you. That's just not within my personality to just be in everyone's face.
Exactly.
And the whole thing about being shy, I don't consider myself to be shy. Like, sometimes I get nervous, obviously, like everyone else. But I don't think that I'm shy. It's just about who I connect with.
Yeah.
And I cannot connect with people and really get to know them.
How long does it take for you to?
It takes me a while to connect with people. I'm not gonna lie.
Does.
It takes me a while to warm up to people. But it's not that I don't like them. It's just that I just don't know you, and it's hard for me to connect with people because a lot of people are always surrounded, around other people. So I have to connect with you and get to know you one-on-one. Even
though I am comfortable around people, not as comfortable like, I'm just going to tell them everything about me. But, I like to open up a conversation or something, like get things rolling. But you have to be careful who you pick and choose to like conversate with. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people that were in my life that were just not what I thought they were. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful. Even though I am a people's person, I like to be around people and don't like to be alone. You still have to be careful with who you decide to hang around with. So
that is so true. And I think that's another reason, that I justify my introverted personality, because it's like, you got to be careful who you let into your
that's
circle.
So
and
true.
So I keep my circle really, really tight.
Yeah. Okay, so what else about our personalities? What about, how do you think I act when I'm outside, when I'm, we're just out with, not like a lot of people, but when a lot of people is coming past and everything? How do you think do I bottle up in a shell, something that you probably would do, or how do you think
bottle up in a shell?
Like, how I am more when we hang out and we see people, I am more like,
open to start a conversation with them.
What's going on? Blah, blah, blah.
That is true. It's like you are more open to start a conversation with people, even when there's times where we're out and someone jumps into our conversation. You kind of like invite, give them a feeling to be like, it's okay to jump into our conversation. Me, on the other hand, I would look at them like,
that is so rude.
Talking to us. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do it with everybody, but I just, like I said, I am a people's person, and I feel like for me, I always try to see positiveness in people and not so much of negative things, because there are a lot of people that has a lot of negativity around them. But even if I sense that, I try to make some positiveness come from out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I like to observe, and that's why I don't jump into trying to get to know people, because I don't have that, like when you're out, you don't have that much time to really observe and see
that's true
what type of person, is in front of you or whatever. So I observe a lot. And then once I feel like, okay, this is someone that I feel like I want to get to know, then I'll move forward and, come out of my introverted little bubble and try to get to know that person.
I just have
fun. It
fun.
has to be one-on-one. Like, I cannot really get to know anyone, no.
with other people when they bring other people.
Yeah. And then there's another thing too. A lot of people are just nosy.
That's true too. Like I know when somebody is being nosy, and when I sense that, I don't even bother even trying to will them into our conversations. Now that's one thing.
And people are rude, and
but I try to have fun. Like, I don't try to bring them for the future, but it's like when I'm out, I want to enjoy life and I want to enjoy the time that I'm having. That's how I met other actors and actresses, because I'm just having a good time, chit chatting and stuff like that. And then when they bring that in, this is what I do, and I'm like, that's what I do too, So, but like we were talking about earlier, you do have to be careful and not pretty much invite everybody into your conversations and stuff. So yeah,
but I think it always goes back to that whole saying, opposites attract.
Yeah, because a lot of people were sending us emails about we seem so different, but we get along so well. You know what I'm saying? So, we are different. Yeah. We are different in a lot of ways, but
very
it's
different.
Our kind-heartedness, I think, is what really bring us together. So, I know I can be loud and impatient sometimes, very impatient, but I still have a huge heart. And the same thing with Melissa. She has a really big heart, and because we both see eye to eye on that, it's we get along really, really well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Another thing about our personality that has nothing to do with introvert, extrovert, is that with Melissa, she can be sarcastic at times. And you know that you're sarcastic.
What do you mean?
And you might
sarcastic?
not even think that she's, I don't think you know that you're being sarcastic.
What do you mean?
Yes,
not at all.
She's very sarcastic.
No.
You're sarcastic, Melissa. You be sarcastic with whatever. How about let's talk about like a certain thing. I'm trying to bring up like a good certain thing with your sarcasmism. I don't know, but I feel like when we have some conversations, and you don't agree with what I'm talking about, I feel like you be sarcastic with it at times. Not like sarcastic, like you're being mean sarcastic, but sarcastic in a funny way. You know how if I say something and then you say it, you go ahead and say it back in a funny way, but not like mocking, like you're being mean, mocking me. But that type of like mocking and sarcasmism, but not in a mean way, just in a funny way.
I don't see
you
where
do
I'm
it all the
sarcastic.
time. I will point it out to you when we have a conversation and you do not agree with what I'm talking about.
When I don't agree with you, Martha, I say, I don't agree with you.
I know that, but Melissa, you're still so... I feel like you be sarcastic with it. That's just my opinion. Not in a rude way, though.
I don't see you
not in a rude way, but in a very funny way. I find it very funny. So it doesn't like make me upset or anything.
Another thing about Martha's personality is that she's very sensitive. She tries to come off as this big bad wolf. And you know that you do that. You try to seem so tough.
How?
And like things don't bother you. But Martha is very sensitive. She is.
How?
How are you sensitive?
How do I try to come off as a big bad wolf? You said
why
it,
would
Melissa.
you repeat it?
You brought it up, Melissa.
But why would you repeat the term big bad wolf? Now I can't even say big bad wolf and try to be serious. Okay.
It's too late.
No, it's
I
not
like
too
the big
late.
bad wolf one.
Okay, so this is how you come off trying to be tough. It's like when certain things happen and it is something that is hurtful to a person and you know it's hurtful, you will say things like, I don't care, and whatever. But deep down inside, Martha, I know that you are a sensitive woman, a sensitive person or whatever. But I know that's your way of protecting yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. But other people may not see that side of you because, that's what you show everyone, that you're just this tough girl.
Okay.
And I see past that tough exterior.
Do you now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, fine. I cannot believe you really act like you're not sarcastic.
I don't see it.
Why? Wait till I point it out and you're going to be like, that's not even sarcastic. Watch.
It's not going to be sarcastic.
It's going to be sarcastic, Melissa. I cannot wait to prove you wrong. What else? Another thing that you guys don't know that Melissa does is when she gets really, really, really angry, she uses a lot of profanity. And her main two profanity that she uses are probably I consider like the worst profanity words. Our mother effer and the B-bomb. Like, she says those two words. And it's so funny because like when we're on the phone and she's telling me like an incident that happened like at school or wherever it might be, wherever. And I know when she's mad once she starts using words, and I find it so freaking funny. Like, I laugh, and I don't try to laugh like, oh my God, this is a funny situation. But the fact that she's using profanity is hilarious because that's the only time she uses the profanity, when she gets really, really peed off. If she's peed off a little bit, she's not going to use it. But if she's peed off, oh, she's gonna, she's gonna really mother effer you and F-bomb you. Okay?
Do I get really peed off often?
No, she doesn't. So that's why it's funny, because it doesn't happen often. But when it does happen, I just be like so like excited because it tickles me. It really does tickle me.
Yeah, when you laugh, I do feel like you're laughing at my
situation.
Yes.
Of course not. Like, you have to, if it was coming from me, somebody that doesn't use profanity a whole lot, and then I'm using it like once in a while, it's going to be funny to you. I'm serious. I think you will be dying laughing. It's the funniest thing, y'all.
Well, let's see. Something about Martha that you all may not know. When she gets angry or gets into it with somebody, she lets it rip. And I mean, I remember, like, when we were little, like, I haven't seen Martha this angry, like, since we've been adults, but when we were little, she used to get real mad to the point of tears. You know, right? Where something will make you really mad, you would get to the point of tears. And then she would start yelling, and you would see these veins. Oh my God. I haven't seen her that angry.
No, I don't think I get that angry anymore.
But yes, you remember the veins?
Yeah.
The veins will pop, you guys. I'm just like, jeez.
I can't stand when people, it gives me a headache. That's why the whole thing, like, with confrontations and like drama, I don't like it. It's just, it's ridiculous, and it's not a good feeling at all. It's not. But when I'm mad,
she lets it rip.
And I don't try to, and I feel bad afterwards, just a little bit. But if they deserve it, I have no sympathy for them at all. Well, that's all the time that we have. Thanks for tuning in on our Introvert Extrovert personalities, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Whoa.